Hey, welcome to Texas A&M School of Law's Aggie Onboarding. We are officially welcoming you to the Aggie family. Howdy, that's our official saying. We are so happy to have you as part of our program in the Texas A&M family. Our university is steeped in culture and tradition, and there's a saying that if we do it twice, it becomes a tradition. So we have done this a handful of times, so you are now officially a part of this tradition as well. Um, there's a link to more of our traditions underneath Reveille. So we want you to go ahead and click on that anytime you have an opportunity. We really want you to have the opportunity to really get connected. And we know that as a distance student, you may not always feel as connected as someone who's on main campus, but we assure you that you are a part of the Aggie family, and we're so very excited to have you here. So with Texas A&M, our Aggie core values are a main staple in how we conduct ourselves. Our six core Aggie core values are respect, excellence, loyalty, leadership, integrity, and self-service. You may see RELIS as an acronym for that. We have RELIS campus close to main campus, and that's really something that we value. We have those values and we live by those as much as we possibly can. And that's all part about being the Aggie network and really subscribing to that. Now we're going to introduce ourselves. You have an opportunity to meet all of the advising staff.
Howdy, my name is Annie Crump.
Howdy, I'm Keith Brown.
Howdy, my name is Diana Garcia.
Howdy, my name is Shannon Gossett.
Howdy, my name's Jennifer Lopez Lindsay.
Howdy, I'm Heather Miller.
Howdy, I'm Reba Starr.
What you can expect from your advisor. Communication. You can expect frequent communication from your advisor and from university departments. We deliver much of the important information about your program via email so that you can save a copy and reference it in the future. Start a habit of checking your email as often as you check in with your Canvas courses. Responsive. We are committed to responding to your emails within 2 business days. To avoid confusion or delays, please refrain from sending any follow-ups until after that 2-day window. Expertise. Your advisor is a wealth of knowledge about your program and can be relied upon to answer questions about the School of Law, the university, policies, and curriculum. Advocacy. We want to hear about any challenges you are having, be they with your courses or challenges connecting with other departments at the university. We may not be able to solve everything, but we will advocate for you whenever possible. What we expect from you. Responsibility. This is your educational journey. Take ownership and invest time in learning your degree plan. Plan ahead and be proactive. Respect. Remember to be professional in all correspondence and in the way you present yourself during appointments with your advisor or professors. Trust that your advisor has your best interest at heart and follow university rules and procedures. Demonstrate the Aggie core values and Aggie code of honor. Action. Read all of your emails thoroughly. Pay close attention to important dates and deadlines. Double check document submissions for accuracy and reach out for assistance quickly in the event of an error. Communicating with your advisor. Texas A&M University provides all students with a university email account. All information from your advisor, your professors, and on occasion, administrators will use your university email to communicate with you. Your school records cannot be discussed via email using your personal email address. Generally, advisors reply within 1 to 2 business days, but that can sometimes be extended during high volume times, such as registration and graduation. Some of the emails that you will receive from your advisor will specify that it is a bulk email. Be sure to send a separate email with your questions or concerns so that your advisor can reply in a timely manner. Don't forget to be kind, professional, and to include your university ID number in all communications.
Okay, speaking of FERPA, you might hear that word a lot. What is FERPA? FERPA stands for Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act. So basically, FERPA allows and protects students' privacy with educational records. And so we just want to make sure that students are aware it's your responsibility to ensure the privacy in their surroundings when you're having conversations with your advisor. So just make it a note when students have an appointment with an advisor, make your advisor aware of your surroundings and making sure that you're in a private area. So whenever that advisor is discussing the educational records with you, it's just a conversation between you and the student, or it's you and the advisor. Okay, the advising journey. So meeting with your academic advisor, we're here from beginning to end. And so as advisors, we encourage students to meet with their advisor throughout their journey. So kind of think of it as like a beginning, middle, and end. We're wanting you to meet with us at the beginning just to kind of go over certain things, introducing you to the program, giving out certain requirements throughout, your journey here, because some folks will be here for 3 or 4 long semesters. Some folks will take a couple classes each session, so they might be here a little bit longer. When you get to the midway part, maybe 12, 15 hours, because most of y'all's programs, just depending on what program you're in, is 30 hours. So when you meet that around that midway mark, it's nice to set up an appointment and meet with your advisor just to make sure you have your ducks in a row from here on out to graduation. You can have those conversations. My graduation goal is this. What does that mean? Does that line up my degree plan? What is a degree plan? So it just sets up great questions to have conversations with your advisor, and you can hear about the processes and deadlines for certain things. And then in the end, we encourage students, I would say, the semester before graduation, it's nice to maybe either email or set up an appointment with an advisor, just so you, again, are making sure that you're checking off everything to be cleared to walk across that stage and graduate. And so advising appointments, navigate appointments, we just want students to be aware. Those are offered as a courtesy. So when you're scheduling an advising appointment, that you'll use Navigate the platform, and the link will be located in your assigned academic advisor's signature. Whenever you're making an appointment, just make sure you're setting up an appointment with your assigned advisor. If a different advisor with a different set or program sees that you made an appointment with them, the appointment could be canceled. So just be aware of that. So it's important for you to set up an appointment with your assigned academic advisor. Whenever you do make an appointment with an advisor, I would just recommend, maybe getting there 2 or 3 minutes early, just so the advisor has time to, move you into the Zoom room. We do allow a 10-minute courtesy with a 30-minute appointment if you're a little bit late. But again, just remember, sometimes advisors have back-to-back appointments. So we're just being courteous to other students, but also the advisor's time. So if it's a 30-minute appointment, we do give y'all a 10-minute grace period. So just kind of keep that in the back of your head.
Alrighty, when students set up advising appointments, they are often looking to answer some very common questions, such as how to update their program plan or how to utilize their advising sheet, how to plan for future semesters, how and when to submit a degree plan, and how adding or removing certificates will affect their graduation goal. We want to make, no, you can move forward. You're good. We want to make sure all of our students succeed, so whether this is your first time back to school in a while or if this is your first online program, your advisors are here to provide tips and guidance to help you achieve your professional goals and make the most out of your time at the School of Law. In regards to technology, it's your friend, so please make sure your internet access is consistent and reliable, that whatever device you use can open and read PDF files, that you know how to access Canvas, and if you ever do need a refresher, please refer to the FAQ provided in your new student folder. And most importantly, check your email daily. The university, your instructors, and staff will only message you via your TAMU email address, so it's important that you check it regularly. If you do ever need technology assistance, please reach out to the help desk.
Okay, this is one of my favorite topics to discuss is time management. Uh, with being working professionals and in a graduate program, taking either a part-time or a full-time load, managing your time is going to be one of the most important aspects of being successful in this program. So with that balance comes great responsibility, right? Uh, when you're making a plan for your semester, one of the things that I recommend for all students to do is to put not only their due dates into their calendar of choice. You may be old school like me and prefer a paper calendar, a paper planner. That's when I went for my undergrad. That's all we had were the paper planners, or you might prefer to use your Google Calendar or another platform. Regardless, I encourage you to put all of your due dates in there and even to put a reminder maybe a week or 2 days before that something's coming up that is due for your classes. In general, students should keep in mind that they are going to need to study or prepare for class 2 to 3 hours per credit hour they're studying. So if you're taking 6 credit hours over the long semester, you can expect, well, I'm sorry, let me backtrack on that because we're doing the half semester. So let's say you're taking three credit hour class in session one. You should expect to take at least 6 hours of prep or assignments during that time. So each week, it could be 6 to 9 hours of actual work preparing for class and doing coursework material. And then remember when you're thinking about due dates and timelines, especially if you're one of those people that like to submit your assignments at the very last possible second, that we are in the central time zone. And so your due dates will be in the central time zone. So that's bad news for people who are on the West Coast. You might not have the midnight deadline, you might have a 10 p.m. deadline. So just keep that in mind as you're working towards your coursework. So I alluded to this in my previous comment when I had to correct myself, but we have a semester breakdown of session one and session two in the fall and spring semesters. So that means that roughly from, mid-January to beginning of March will be session one for the spring semester. And then session two will start mid-March. You'll have a week in between and run through the beginning of May when it comes to exams. The good news is that for summer, we only have one session. So we have mandatory summer break built into your program. So you'll have about 6 weeks off from the end of session one to the start of the fall semester. That's a great time to spend time with your family or just refresh and renew and get prepared for the upcoming semester. When you're registering for the spring and fall semesters, we really recommend that you register for session one and session two at the same time. There's a variety of reasons for that. Not only does it impact financial aid and disbursement of financial aid, you also are subject to late registration fees if you register for session two classes after the deadline. Your advising sheet is a great tool to helping you stay on track and knowing when classes are offered. And then your advising sheet. This is something that we've spent a lot of time as a department working on editing, correcting, and improving over the years. And this is the key to keeping you on track and graduating in a timely fashion. Please pay careful attention to when semester offered courses are, because not every class will be offered every semester. Usually they're offered annually, except for your core classes. Review all the information on the sheet, and when in doubt, set an appointment up with us to navigate to discuss your course plan. Many of my students prefer to use Excel to map out their entire curriculum from the time they start until when they expect to graduate. And that's really key, not only for them helping to track their progress through the program, but even tracking their GPA in one spot.
Next, excuse me, the next few slides will include resources for students. Canvas is where students will access their courses. In Canvas, this will be available through your Howdy portal. Courses will be available to students in Canvas by the Friday before the course begins. So this means that courses that begin in the second session will not be available during the first session classes. Students will be also added to the distance education graduate law student community in Canvas during the first week of Canvas. So this Canvas advising course will include important announcements, the advising syllabus, and monthly newsletters. Other important resources that are available to our students, the School of Law Library, Student Business Services, the Law School Bookstore, Student Affairs, Student Services, Financial Aid and VA Office, the Graduate and Professional School, which is on main campus. We also offer students services for mental health and veteran services. Okay, so there is an academic rules presentation that students will receive. Advisors will send this out to students via email. All students will receive the PowerPoint presentation by Dean Terry Helge. It is mandatory that students review the presentation and kind of familiarize yourself with the information. The presentation covers policies for attendance, excused absences, makeup work, grading policies, exams, honor code, student conduct, graduation, and Aggie Ring.
So we wanted to highlight a specific policy for incompletes. Life happens, things may come up, illness, family issues, job issues, etc. And so we have the full breakdown of our incomplete policy here, but the long and the short of it is communication is ultimately what's important in those situations. Working with your professor, working with your advisor to keep us in the loop about the situation, and should the situation warrant it, and then complete grade can be assigned, and at which point you'll work with your professor to diligently complete the remaining coursework necessary to finish the grade and the class to move on. We also want to highlight the security testing measure we have here. HonorLock is our remote proctoring service used to help maintain academic integrity during online exams and quizzes. We want to strongly encourage students to review and familiarize themselves with this tool so it does not impede academic performance. Don't let testing or a quiz be the first time you kind of experience it. Definitely utilize the tools. We have a policy in place in Canvas if the instructor requires the use of HonorLock. And the Advising Distance Education Graduate Law Canvas Community folder will include HonorLock info. Wrapping up, as a student in a distance education program, you will receive a lot of information through email, and it's just extremely important that you take the time to review and process information on a regular basis. But we will do our best to kind of make sure you are only getting the relevant information needed to kind of be successful in the program. We won't spam your inbox with unnecessary information. So please just remember to check it daily. Give yourself a reminder each day just to hop on and do it. And finally, remember, we are a community. We're so very excited that you're here and you're going to be a part of our Aggie family. Advising is here to support you in this journey. So if there's anything we can do to assist you, please don't hesitate to reach out. So thank you very much and gig 'em.